Hi there and welcome to the Cozy Corner.
In this video, we're going to choose a random Dixit card and create a video game out of it. In case you don't know what Dixit is, it's a beautiful board game with cards, and every card is an image, and each image is worth 1,000 words at least.
The way we're gonna do this is we're gonna choose one random card and make one cool indie game. But first, let's get cozy.
So we picked up two cards. I'm going to show them to you without looking. And these are the cards. Okay. Going to mix them up. Ready?
Yes.
Left or right?
Right.
And we picked up Puck. Toy Story! Yes! Have you watched Toy Story? No. You didn't watch? Guys, please comment down if you want her to watch Toy Story.
So when we first looked at the card, it became quite obvious that it's inspired by Toy Story. I, for one, never watched the movie, so I just directly thought about a war in space. So we play as Buzz Lightyear, saving the Earth from meteorites.
And after I explained the movie, we basically resonated with the concept of a child's imagination and the power it has to actually become real.
So you, as the player, actually become the hero in this child's fantasy. Alright, so now we have a concept. If you're curious about how this entire game will be created, then just continue watching. But if you're curious about a specific point in the video, then go to this hour for the art and this one for the game development.
I started with an empty Unity project. The first thing is to create a player movement script, and I added this little bin, which is supposed to be our hero, our Buzz Lightyear. And the first task is to make it move around the screen using the keyboard keys. And I want it to follow the mouse cursor when you press forward. But for now, I mainly achieved for it to move on the screen like this. Then I made it follow the mouse. Whee! And then, because you actually fight in space, I wanted to add some movement, some like space like zero gravity movement, and it needed some more tweaking because it wasn't that easy to get, but after a few tries I got it right. It's a bit difficult to control, but it's a bit more fun, so it adds an extra layer to the game. Next step was to add a laser beam that when you hold the mouse click, you shoot a constant laser. I don't want the player to keep using the laser forever, so I added a slider with energy. Alright, making sliders like this is something that I always forget how to do, but it's not difficult to get it done right. Maybe one day I'll do a tutorial, just for myself. I want this to be in the UI, for the player to always see how much energy he has. Great! The next step of a video game is to have a loop, and for a loop we need more meteorites. So I'm creating this spawner, and I'm adding spawn points as a child to the actual spawner, and I have this strategy that I use mainly to the spawn point to actually take its children and choose one randomly where you spawn the enemy. Just as you can see on the screen, I'm adding a random meteorite for it to be spawned at a random location. Perfect! It works, you can consume energy, and the game goes on and endless, just like this. You can see how the meteorites spawn outside the screen and then they keep coming. When you create an indie game, it's important to remember that you do it for the players to play, but also for yourself, and it's supposed to be fun. The next part, and this is my favorite, is to add visual effects. Now, I'm not good at visual effects, and I always rely on Unity's particle system because it's just so fun to edit every time. I forget the settings usually, but then you just keep going through all of them and it works out. I started by creating this effect for the Earth when it gets destroyed. Okay. On to the next part of the game is to have an actual loop, and you need to protect the Earth for 2 minutes until the little boy is called for dinner. Because this game is supposed to reflect that creativity of a boy, like he's saving the Earth from meteorites until dinner. Copying the first particle effect I made for the Earth, I created the other ones for like the player, the meteorites, and various other effects. And I always create this script to destroy the particles after they're spawned, just to save more space. Alright, it's time to also show how the meteorites get affected from the laser beam, meaning they have now a health bar, and okay, it's working.
Wow!
Another effect is to add these texts in the middle of the game, like a warning that you still have 30 seconds, or a warning new meteorites appearing, or just take care. This is just a simple animation, and that gets activated when the game object turns on, and when it's off it doesn't work, but when it's back on it looks like this. Next part is to add power-ups. You get either health bar or energy, or increase your attack power while playing the game. I know it's very chaotic, but it works finally. So we have the game. It took me just a few hours to create this base game with placeholders. It's time to see what my beautiful fiancé drew for the game.
Alright, so now to the art. As you all might know, we always preach about the fact that we need a good concept. But besides the concept, what's really important is to know what the art style will be about. And after aligning a bit together, we decided that it would be the most fitting to go for a childlike drawing style. So rawness and honesty and just sweetness in that, because children's drawings are just that abstract. And to capture that as an art style by someone that is no longer a child can be a bit tough. But I tried my best to make it look raw and use this type of pencil style and brush that would just show that we didn't spend too much time and just did it by instinct and not by perfectionism. So basically you just saw me drawing the little boy that is playing with his toys with Buzz Lightyear and trying to protect Earth from all these meteorites. Now I created the background that we will see while we play the game. It's this space vibe with drawn stars like a child would. And after that we have the enemies. So we have some meteorites and asteroids that tried to damage the Earth and they will need to be destroyed by Buzz. And now you see that we needed to create some power-ups for Buzz to be able to defeat these dangers. And so we came up with the hot dog and the Coca-Cola, this power-up for his laser and this little gun. After that, I just continued making the basic assets that we will need for the game, prepared some UI and UX buttons and speech bubbles. After all this, we had to come up with a name for the game. And so we thought about this cool concept that he brought in about the time limit and it's till dinner. So I thought, well, we're Buzz till dinner. And from that point on, I just created this logo and played around with the size and some elements around it. And it personally gives this canteen vibe of a feeling from like the 80s. So I just went with that and we liked it.
I then imported everything in Unity. That was a very easy process, gave everything a shape and a pivot point, and I started replacing the placeholders. And the way that I like to do this is when I have a prefab and a game object, to have another child to the object with the sprite itself. That way I can scale it, animate it however I want without affecting the scripts, the colliders, and basically the prefab itself. I created a few prefabs for the meteorites just to add more diversity to the game. Adding the objects for the placeholders can be a time-consuming task, but bear with me, it's very worth it how the product looks in the end. Overall, my games are difficult, but for this one I actually went for a balanced, smooth, fun gameplay. A thing that I really like about quick indie games like game jams is to create new mechanics that I wouldn't dare try in my actual games that I've been working on for months, maybe like Find Eden. You can play the demo on Steam. It's free and it means the world to us if you would leave a review. So this is a timeline and it's basically an animation of animations, and instead of having keyframes of specific properties of an object, you have objects themselves, which you can animate then individually, and you can move around this timeline, and if you double click on it, you go into the actual animation timeline as it is. Lastly, we got some fonts for free, added them to the game, designed the main menu and overall the polishing together, so that we both like the game and I can introduce her art as she envisioned it for the game. I always like to add it in the game's tutorial, and the Dixit card for these challenges that actually explains the concept that we went for when looking at this card.
Alright, so now that we have our game and it's quite final, we thought we should start with our sound effects. And we usually make these ourselves because it's just that fun and it always fits the concept so much better. It being the concept of a small boy playing with his toy and imagining that the world will end if he doesn't save the planet. We just thought that sounds that would be made by a child would be really fun and very cute and raw. So basically we just tried our best to imitate the sound of a child playing. And as you can see, it was really fun.
Hi, welcome back.
Let's test the game and see how it all came together.
Click on the card, click, it's so satisfying.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So yeah, here you can again see our view on the card and how we understood its meaning.
Dinner's ready. 2 more minutes, Mom.
It's so cute. Oh, it just works so well.
It's so much fun creating these animations.
Yes, we gotta save the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to slow down.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Isn't this how it's done? I did this intentionally so you see the board for the failed mission.
You flew around like a hot dog, like a space hot dog. That was not.
I'm really good at this game.
I hope you played better.
I like speed. Holy. But why? I didn't get any food, any cola, or any guns.
I mean,
No, honestly,
Bad
this is
luck.
on you.
this is not on me.
That's
This
on
is.
the developer.
If you don't have a good drop, you don't have the drop. You have to make.
I do not like how you placed this text here. It's not even centered. It should have been like here and like text centered.
Let's go.
Oh no, Buzz.
No!
You survived 1 minute.
Damn
Good
it.
job. Let me play. That's a tough meteorite.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
6 more seconds. 6 more seconds. 6 more seconds. 6 more seconds. Good job.
easy.
This is the winning panel. Still not centered. Bro. So, we just published the game. We hope you enjoyed Buzz Till Dinner.
Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to our channel because it means the world to us and it really helps us keep creating this type of videos.
See you in the next one. Bye.
See ya. Bye. Because.
Ready?
But
Yes.
I think I need to tell you what Toy Story is about.
It's about toys that come to life.
Yeah. Buzz Aldrin is this new toy. Yes. Yeah, there's a gun. Let's talk about a bit
Okay.
about it.